Hello dear friends, welcome back to our English class. Today once again I am here to teach you a new lesson. So dear friends, today we are going to learn a lesson that is the 12 months. Right? So students, before going to start the lesson, I want to tell you this is a story, and this story tells us about the three main characters. Means in this story there are three main characters, that is the stepmother, Helena, that is Morukla. And afterwards the second important character in this story is the 12 months. The 12 months, as you know, that January, February, March. So about these all we have to learn through this story. So let's begin our story. So student, once upon a time in a faraway country there lived a mother who had two daughters. As I told you in this story, the mother is there who had two daughters. One is her own daughter and her name is Helena. Another one is her stepdaughter whose name is Morukla. Okay? And she was very fond, the mother. The mother was very fond of her own daughter. Here the mother was loving to her own daughter instead of the stepdaughter. And what was the reason behind it? The reason behind it is the Morukla, who was the stepdaughter. The Morukla was more prettier, means more beautiful than her own daughter, that is Helena. Means Morukla was more beautiful as compared to the Helena. Therefore the stepmother was not loving to the Morukla, who was her stepdaughter. But the gentle-hearted Morukla did not know how beautiful she was, and the Morukla who was her beautiful, but she was not aware about her own beauty. She did not know how beautiful she was, and she could never find out that why her mother is hating her, why her mother is cross with her, why her mother is not loving her. She couldn't find out this answer. But then also the Morukla was living with them. Second thing we have to know about the Morukla, that Morukla had to do all the housework. Means whatever houseworks there, for example washing clothes, washing utensils, cleaning home, like this all type of works Morukla has to do. And the other girl, the other daughter, that is Helena, was not doing any type of housework. She was spending her time in laziness, and other side all type of work Morukla was doing. But then also the mother was not giving a good treatment to the Morukla, and she was always treating her as a stepdaughter. Though Morukla was doing all type of housework, then also her stepmother and her stepsister were scolding her every time. So see, you can see that how Morukla was living with them. But then also Morukla had no single word of complaint against them. Though they were not giving good treatment to her, then also Morukla not made any type of complaint. Once time what happened? Her stepsister Helena asked her to Morukla, go and bring some violets for me. Violets is the type of flowers. So one day Helena ordered to the Morukla, go and bring some violets for me. And Helena ordered her to bring the violets. At that time Morukla told that it is impossible because outside there is a snow and it is impossible to find out the violets in this situation. When Morukla replied in this way, the Helena became angry and she said, how dare you argue with me? You have to bring the violets for me anyhow, otherwise I will kill you. And as soon as Helena said this, the stepmother pushed the Morukla outside the door and she locked the door. Now Morukla has no way, she has to find out anyhow. anyhow she has to find out the violets, because they both throw her out of the home. So finally Morukla went into the forest while crying. Morukla was crying, but then also she went to the forest to find out the violets. Everywhere there was a snow, and there was not any type of human footprint. Means long distance there was no sign of any human being in that forest. And Morukla wandered for a long time in search of violets, but she could not get. And at last she saw a light of fire on the top of mountains. And slowly Morukla went to that place. When she reached at the top of mountain, she saw that the fire was burning, and nearby that fire there were 12 stones, and on that 12 stones the 12 men were sitting around the fire. You can see into the picture. At last Morukla reached to nearby the 12 months. First she not speak any words because she was afraid of this. But at last Morukla said, "Please, kind sirs, let me warm my hands at your fire." So see students, though they all were unknown to the Morukla, that's why she took her time to speak with them, and she is asking them, "Please, kind sirs, let me warm my hands at your fire." So first, when Morukla asked this, "Kind sir, let me warm my hands at your fire," so Great January nodded, means Great January said, and what did the Great January said? "Why have you come here, my dear little girl?" Because Morukla also started to speak in polite way. Due to this, the Great January, who was elder in all these 12, he asked to the Morukla, "Why you come here and what are you looking for? What you want?" "So I am looking for violets," Morukla replied. So when Morukla was asking for the violets, the Great January said that it is not time for looking violets. So Morukla accepted this, and she told the reality. "Yes sir, I know, but my stepmother and my stepsister ordered me to bring some violets, otherwise they will kill me." Morukla told her problem to them. Then afterwards the Great January helped to the Morukla, and due to the help of Great January, the Morukla got the violets. And after taking the violets from the forest, happily Morukla returned to the home. And when Morukla returned to home with the violets, the Helena and the stepmother both were surprised. So Helena took the all violets from Morukla's, and she not gave single violet to the Morukla. The next day again the Helena is asking to Morukla, "Go and get me some strawberries from the forest." See, first day Helena ordered for the strawberries. Now next day the Helena is giving order for the strawberries. So when Morukla heard this, she said, "Alas, dear sister, where could I find any strawberries in the hard winter?" At that time winter season was going on, and Morukla said that it is hard to find out the strawberries in this situation. When Morukla replied this, again Helena became angry, and she told that, "How dare you argue with me? Go at once and get me the strawberries, otherwise I will kill you." Second time also Helena threatened to the Morukla that, "I will kill you." And again the Morukla's stepmother pushed her outside of the door and locked the door. So first time also this happened, second time also same things happened. Again Morukla started to cry, and again she went to the forest while crying in search of strawberries. But this time the struggle of the Morukla was easy as compared to previously. She directly went on the top of the mountain where the fire was burning and the 12 months were sitting around the fire. So she went again there, and again she told that, please kind sirs, let me warm my hands at the fire. Again Morugla is talking with these 12 months in polite way. She asked them, please kind sirs, let me warm my hands at the fire. Second time also the great January asked to Morugla, why have you come again and what are you looking for here? First time also the great January asked the same question, why have you come here and what are you looking for? So next time also he repeat the question, why have you come here and what are you looking for here? So this time Morugla said, I am looking for strawberries. My sister Helena and my stepmother gave me order to bring some strawberries, and if I could not, so they will kill me. What was the problem? That problem Morugla again told to them that this time Morugla is again asking them in polite way, please sir, tell me where I can find the strawberries. Then again the great January stand and he told to June month to help the Morugla. And with the help of this month, Morugla got the strawberries. And her apron, means the cloth, was filled with the strawberries. You can see into the picture, Morugla is plucking the strawberries from the forest. So when Morugla went back to the home, Helena and the stepmother wondered. When they saw that Morugla bringing the strawberries and her apron was full of them, means a lot of strawberries Morugla brought for the stepmother and for the stepsister. Again they were asking the same question, where did you pick them? And Morugla said, there are plenty of them growing in the forest on the high mountain. Then Helena took all the strawberries and ate them all up. Helena took the all strawberries from the Morugla and she eaten all the strawberries with her mother, but they did not leave even a single strawberry for Morugla. All the strawberries were finished by the Helena and her own mother, and they did not give a single strawberry to the Morugla, who brought the strawberries for them. Right? So now what happened next? On the third day, again Helena ordered, Morugla, go into the forest, get me some red apples. Same thing happened here also. The stepmother caught Morugla's hair and threw her out of the home and locked the door. First time also she did same, second time also she did same, now third time also she repeated her activity. Then again third time Morugla went to the forest while crying, but she didn't wander this time more. Means first time, second time she took some more time to search, but third time she not waste her time and she directly went to the high mountain where the 12 months were sitting around the fire. And this time Morugla told them, please kind sir, help me. This time Morugla is directly asking them for help. Then again great January asked, what are you looking for today? This time great January also surprised, and great January asked that, what are you looking for today? So Morugla said, I am looking for red apples. If I don't bring them, my sister and my mother will kill me. Tell me, father, tell me, please, where I could find them. So here again in polite way, the Morugla is asking, tell me, fathers, please tell me where I could find the apples. So this time great January told to month September to help the Morugla. So with the help of September month, Morugla went on the other side of the mountain where apples were available. So when they reached near the tree of apple, the September month was telling to the Morugla to shake the tree. Right, sir. Okay, Morukla said, right, sir. Morukla gladly shook the tree. And when Morukla first time shook the tree, at that time one apple fell down. And afterwards, second apple fell down. Now Morukla, that's enough. Run home quickly. When two apples fell down from the tree, the September month told that Morukla, these apples are enough. Now you have to go back home quickly. Then Morukla obeyed this order and she picked up these apples and she thanked them and she returned her home back. And Helena and her stepmother wondered when they saw that Morukla bringing the two apples. Same question Helena asked, where did you get them? So Morukla replied, I found them in the forest on the high mountains. Morukla said that I found these apples in the forest on the high mountains. So Helena is telling, so why not bring more? Oh, did you eat them on the way? Morukla said that, my dear sister, I even not tasted the apples. I shook the tree twice and only two apples fell down. But the people who were there, they did not allow me to shake the tree again. So I took these apples and I returned. So Helena began to eat the apple. So when Helena tasted the apple which were brought by the Morukla, so that apples were too much delicious. And Helena told to her mother that she had never eaten such a nice thing in her whole life. Then the stepmother also liked it. Then the stepmother also tasted the apples and she told that, yes Helena, you are right. I also not tasted such a nice apples in my whole life. So now Helena is telling to her mother, mother, give me my coat. Let us go to get more apples in the forest. So after tasting these apples, the mother, the stepmother and the Helena both were thinking that now we have to go in the forest to take more apples. So they entered into the forest. So there was same condition, means everywhere there was snow, there was not any human footprint. So Helena and her mother were searching the apples. A lot of time they spent in searching of apples, but they could not find. And at last they saw on the high mountain that the fire were burning. So slowly Helena and her stepmother also reached there where the fire was burning. And so when Helena and her mother reached nearby the fire, so they stretched out their hands to warm. So when Morukla reached near the fire, Morukla took the permission of the men who were sitting around the fire to warm her hands. But here Helena and her mother did not ask for permission. And due to this, January became angry. Why have you come here? And what are you looking for? So January asked them, why have you come here and what are you looking for? So now see the reply of Helena and her mother. Why do you want to know? You old fool, replied Helena. So see in which way Morukla replied and how Helena is giving reply to the great January. So due to this, great January became angry and with his magic power he changed the situation around them, and everywhere the snow were falling and it became very dark, and due to this Helena and her mother were unable to move a single step because it became very dark. So they were unable to find out their way in that forest. Helena and her stepmother lost, and at the home Morukla were waiting for them because they took a lot of time but they did not return. So after waiting long time, Morukla went out to find out her mother and sister, but she could not find her mother also and her sister also. So Morukla went to the forest to find out her mother and sister, but she could not and at last she came back her home. She developed the cottage, and afterwards she got married with a kind husband, and then Morukla were living happily with her husband forever. Right? So students, in this story we learn that Morukla was polite by nature, so she got the help of these 12 months, and she was also gentle hearted, means she were thinking good about the other peoples, she were loving to other peoples, that's why she were happy in her life. But other side, Helena and her mother were rude by nature, they were not loving to other people, even they were not loving to their own Morukla. So at last they faced their result and they lost their lives. Okay, so students, in this way today we completed our story. So students, in this way today we learn a story, that is the 12 months. I hope you understand it. Thank you.